Hi, my name is João Campos. I'm Executive Director with Axians, and I'm going to tell you a bit about our journey with AI and what we are building with our customers. Axians is part of the Vinci Group. The Vinci Group is a 72 billion euro group operating in multiple different areas like concessions, construction, and energy. And within the energy domain, Axians is the ICT arm of the group. Axians is a 16,000 employee company with a $4 billion revenue operating across the world in 37 countries. Our journey with AI, I'm going to tell you a bit about our story with AI and how we are connecting AI with low code. I'm going to start by telling you a bit about our expertise, how we developed this AI expertise, and our how we combine that with our 20-year history building low-code applications with OutSystems. Our journey with AI started when the Vinci Group pulled the might of its power in the Leonard project. The Leonard project was a visionary project launched in 2017 to try to anticipate trends and how the Vinci Group would position itself for those trends. And it foresaw the AI boom. It foresaw that AI would have a huge impact in our societies and also in the Vinci Group. And so we started working on developing this AI expertise. And through these 8 years since the creation of the Leonard project, we delivered 80 projects into production. Of course, I'm not going to tell you about all the 80 projects because we would be here for a very long time, but I'm going to highlight 2 of them. On the top left, we have the wind farms project. In this project, we save people from climbing to wind towers for inspecting the blades. The blades of the wind towers have to be inspected regularly, and traditionally that would imply someone climbing up to the wind towers and sometimes rappelling down the blades to take pictures to see whether something that was spotted is damaged or whether it's just dirt. What we are doing is we are flying drones in front of these windmills, taking pictures with the drones, and having the pictures automatically analyzed by computer vision. So an advanced AI use to reduce costs and save risk from these people climbing onto this dangerous environment. The other one that I'm going to highlight is the generative fire stop optimizer on the far right of the screen. So in this project, we are using generative AI in a very different mode from probably what you've seen today here in the presentations. We are using generative AI to generate sprinkler networks to put out fires in buildings. So as I mentioned, Vinci has a large construction business. We design and build buildings, and these buildings have sprinklers to shut down fires. With this project, we are generating those sprinkler networks with high accuracy, with a 96% of what the generative AI designs is built. And we are saving a lot of time of engineers designing these sprinkler networks, while always having the human in the loop to make sure that whatever is designed is according to code. We are building on this AI expertise to bring this expertise, this 8-year expertise built along these 80 projects to the low-code community and in particular to the OutSystems community. So we built a few AI ready-to-go solutions and accelerators that you can watch the demos in our booth. I'm not going to go through the details of all those, but we have demos for extracting information from your documents, for chatbots that can converse with your employees or with your customers about your procedures, how you do things. We have a smart appointment scheduling app where knowing the preferences of the customer, maybe what type of appointments that customer uses to make, at what time he prefers to make those appointments, can suggest, while conversing with the customer, the best appointment for that customer. Not going to go into the details of all this, but basically our positioning is to use our AI expertise to facilitate low-code applications and build the solutions that will make the business easier for our customers. Better than myself talking about it is bringing on our esteemed customer, Eleras, to the stage. I introduce you Chris Kammerer, that is going to tell you what we are building with Eleras. Thank you, Chris. The clicker.
Thanks, Joao. Hello, everybody, and welcome to ONE 2025. My name is Chris Kammerer. I'm the Chief Technology Officer at Eleras Group. We're a trusted retailer of aftermarket vehicle and home warranties. Now, today, we're going to talk a little bit about our journey with OutSystems and Axians to revolutionize customer service using AI and low code. One of the big challenges that many small and medium-sized businesses face with any custom development project is finding and allocating the right resources. Let's face it, when you run a small business, your focus is on your core business, not software development. My company, for example, we are staffed with a team of warranty industry experts, but our IT team is already stretched thin just running the day-to-day operations. In the past, we've used basic, outdated tools to try to accomplish our goals, but it's always had the effect of slowing us down. Really, what we need are highly efficiently delivered software solutions, and we need them done right, and we need them done fast. So you might ask, why did we choose OutSystems? So OutSystems enables us to do what used to take months in only a matter of weeks. Why Axians? The Axians team is made up of some highly skilled AI professionals, and they have a knack for getting to know your business and your processes very quickly. Now, when we put these two businesses together, it's a recipe for rapid success. So you might call me a little skeptical, or you might think that I'm a little old-fashioned here, but before OutSystems, I thought that low-code tools were not the right way to do things. However, after running several analyses of all of the options that we have available for accomplishing some of these software projects, what we found is that with low-code with OutSystems combined with Axian skills, it enables rapid prototyping. So, one second. Now, we made the decision to focus on what we're good at, which is running warranty companies. Keep in mind, we run call centers, we are not developers, right? Our IT team is focused exclusively on making sure that all of our systems that we need to have on the day-to-day basis to answer phone calls and service customers are up and running. So we let Axians and OutSystems handle what they excel at, which is rapid development and building clean, practical applications that support our business and help to enable growth. Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the complexities of today's call centers. In the olden days, call centers used to be a lot more simple. You weren't doing as much, and policies have evolved, regulations have evolved. When your company is answering thousands of phone calls every single day, it's very, very difficult to keep a close eye on everything. Our agents are faced with significant cognitive load. They're juggling a number of scripts, policies, procedures, while also trying to meet sales and customer service targets. From the business management standpoint, huge call volumes also mean that you have huge challenges with ensuring that every one of these thousands of phone calls every single day are fully compliant with all the regulations and all the rules, and also with these scripts and goals that we have set for our salespeople and our customer service people. Now, we also have the expectation that every time a phone call is answered, that everything about that phone call is documented inside of our CRM, which, as you can imagine, can be quite time-consuming. After you're on a 15-minute phone call with a customer, you're trying to remember the things that you talked about with that customer early on in the phone call, and you're trying to get this into the CRM right. So as you can imagine, before this tool, it wasn't great. When these customers call back into our call centers looking for service, the context of that last phone call with that customer can be extremely helpful for the next rep who's answering that call. So, let's get rid of these tedious processes. Let's kind of automate this process with AI. So what's the real problem that we're trying to solve? Our agents were wasting time memorizing and attempting to recall policies and procedures, and also spending time on these manual tasks like entering all of these notes. Now, why do that when we could just as easily accomplish all of these things with the right stack of software? So we needed to solve all of this, and we needed to be able to enable our agents to focus on what matters most, which of course is our customers. So why did I choose Axians to help us with this? I mean, truth be told, they really are an all-around fantastic firm. We've done a lot more with these guys than just AI projects, but for us right now, the AI projects are the most exciting. So first of all, Axians has a proven team of skilled developers, and these guys specialize in all sorts of advanced AI technologies. Now for us, the most important recently has been the voice and language processing. Now secondly, Axians makes a point to get to know your business intimately. And I cannot stress enough just how important this is. You can have firms that are helping you to develop software, but unless these firms truly understand what it is that you do, they're not going to be able to execute very well. And it still shocks me just how good they are at this. They actually flew a team over to the States to meet with us for a week, and I'll say that that's probably one of the most valuable things that I've ever seen happen out of a software development firm. So Axians, most importantly, they deliver these software solutions with us. They don't just take directives that okay, we need the application to do this, 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 and this. They come, they learn and understand the business, and they help us to develop a plan on how to develop that software, and we do this jointly. Now, finally, and perhaps most importantly, it's where Axians puts the focus on customer projects. Because Axians places such a strong level of importance on understanding your business, they're able to use this knowledge to focus on solving the problems that you face in such a way that their deliverables are extremely fine-tuned to your needs. Now, what was our vision? You've heard a little bit about Axians and Eleras, but let's talk about how we put all these pieces together and start solving real-world business problems. So our vision was an AI co-pilot for every single agent. And this can be broken down into 4 separate goals. First of all, we want to automate things. Second of all, we want to be able to validate things. Third, we want to be able to provide support. And this means we don't want something that's breathing down the necks of all of our call center representatives and badgering them and annoying them. They need support, they need assistance. They don't need to be bogged down by all sorts of things happening, and they don't need tough direction. They need help, right? And fourth, and I think this is probably the most important part, before these tools, we didn't really have any information about these phone calls. We only had the results of what these phone calls were. So now that we're starting to break down each and every single call and analyze what's happening inside of that call, it enables us to transform unstructured data and turn this into things that we can actually change in the business to make things better. Actionable business insight. So here's how Agent Assist works. In real time, we're going to transcribe the call audio. This is obviously the foundation of the function of Agent Assist. Using the transcription data, we're then able to ensure that nobody misses a single checkbox on these compliance disclosures or a single line of these complicated and lengthy call scripts. Now, we're gently prompting the agents in real time when they've left something out, so then we can summarize automatically. So we can summarize automatically what's happening on these phone calls and prompt agents with real helpful guidance as it's happening. As the customer is saying something, we can actually prompt the agent to say, hey, here's what we found could be helpful for you. So how does this impact our business? We now spend 85% less time entering the data into the CRM. Now keep in mind, this is huge. Remember, our goal is to answer phone calls and help customers. It's not to fill out electronic paperwork all day. We also now see almost perfect procedural compliance. So Agent Assist in real time helps our agents make sure that they don't miss anything at all. We've also reduced the post-call data entry time from nearly 3 minutes to only a couple of seconds. Now, that's a really big deal. If you picture a call center like ours, when we're answering thousands and thousands of phone calls every single day, if you have to spend 3 minutes after that phone call just entering data into the CRM, imagine how much time is wasted over several hundred agents. That's really, really valuable time that we should be giving back to our customers to help keep call queues with low wait times and to make sure that everybody's getting everything that they need all of the time. Now, another big point here is that this produces a boost in agent morale. A lot of our people, they're commission-driven salespeople. This means that when they have to spend this time after each phone call notating things, that's time that they could otherwise be spending money or spending time on the phone making money for themselves and for the company. And I think it's a really key takeaway here that you have to remember a company is nothing without its employees. Happier employees make for happier customers, and happier customers drive business success. Now, I think this is a really fantastic quote. This is something that actually came out of our call center when they started to see what we could do with AI technologies. Somebody said, AI does the paperwork, I do the people work. And I thought that was a fantastic quote to include in this presentation here. So now that we've heard a little bit about this project, let's take a look at a quick demo.
Good afternoon. This is Daniel from Forever Home USA. May I have the ID number from the notice you just received?
Okay, it's 192 LE 25129.
Great. Thank you. Miss Emily Johnson, can you confirm your address, please?
645 Old Perch Road, Rochester Hills, Michigan 48309.
Perfect. I see your home is about 3,000 square feet and built in 2014. Is everything running smoothly?
I guess so. I had a small leak a few years ago, but it was fixed.
That's great to hear. Since your home is in good shape, we can go ahead and waive the inspection fees. Here's the plan. Full coverage through September 6, 2028, including HVAC, plumbing, electrical, appliances, and electronics. For any approved repair, you're only going to pay $75 in deductible.
Yeah, I think it sounds good.
Great. Plus, the coverage will give you peace of mind. The plan is $129 a month. Shall we set that up on this call with your preferred payment method?
Okay, let's do it.
Excellent. You're all set, and everything is covered immediately. Have a great day.
So this is the foundation of how the application works. You can see the transcription happening in real time. You see the checklist getting filled out. And you notice there's a few things that were missed. This is critical data for us. This allows us to refine our training programs for all of our agents to make sure that in the future we can train these behaviors so that they are properly answering every question and they're checking all those checkboxes. And then once that's all done, it's a single click and all that data gets moved over into the CRM and is accessible for the next call center agents that are able to help that customer. So for all the business leaders out there, here's the key takeaways I want you to be thinking about. So Axians and OutSystems together have enabled us to stand up a proof of concept in weeks, not months. This was a 3-week project. We estimated this would take us 6+ months using traditional methodologies without low code to be able to stand up just a proof of concept. And we've already gotten to a working tool. Now, for those of you that work with small businesses, I want to share something that might resonate a bit with you. Now, being a smaller company, we used to assume that custom AI applications were way out of our league. Axians and OutSystems proved us completely wrong, and they showed us that not only can we have the applications we want, but they can be delivered with a top-notch enterprise level of quality, and they work much better for us than any of the available off-the-shelf solutions out there. Axians is more of a firm that, it's more than just a firm that develops software. They become fully immersed in your business and your company's operations, and they build your future together with you. Now with that, I'd like to welcome back to the stage Joao Campos and Danielle Ross. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, for sharing with us. We're the last thing between our audience and lunch, so I'm going to jump right into it. Chris, you said that we went from idea to a working proof of concept application in about 3 weeks with the AI Rep Assistant. For leaders of smaller organizations or departmental leaders with smaller budgets who think that kind of speed isn't feasible for impactful AI solutions such as this one, what are your thoughts for folks in that situation?
Well, we used to think the same thing. However, I think these days it's absolutely realistic for even small companies to have what they can or to have what they need and to get it extremely quickly. And you guys have proved that with us. Now, of course, it's a collaborative approach. We have to be clear about what we need and you have to be clear about what you can provide. But you guys have provided so many tremendous ideas that have helped us to really enable this process to work extremely smoothly and extremely quickly. Like I said in the presentation, not only do we think we couldn't have these things, we thought that we wouldn't be able to afford these kinds of technologies, and we've done it, and we've done it extremely quickly.
Yeah, when we went through the evaluation period and we gave you the estimates for the total TCO, how did that land with your executive team?
They didn't think that we'd actually be able to achieve it. They said, "Who are these guys? Can they really get it done?" And now that we've done it, all they want to do is do more. We've got several years of roadmapped projects with you guys that we are very excited to work on.
Thank you. One for Joelle. Because AI is such a novel new, disruptive, and in high demand technology. Subject matter expertise is very critical, but very scarce as well. How do you see that challenge playing out when Axians is delivering AI solutions with customers like Eleras?
Yeah, well, expertise is a challenge always, right? But along those years developing projects for Leonard, we train, along with developing the expertise, we train tens of data scientists and experts in AI that have this expertise. So for the pieces that you've seen in this demo that Chris shared, it's not, we already had worked on the voice recognition and translation. We already had the identification of the parts. So we had all the different pieces. We just had to combine them to deliver what the business of Eleras required. And the platform, the OutSystems platform, makes it so much easy to coordinate and basically attach the different parts, reassemble the different parts in the different ways. So we can pull data scientists from our wider Vinci team that have the experience in the different technologies and rearrange that expertise in different ways to target the business case that is required for the customer. So we have this pool of data scientists that makes it a bit easier for us.
Now, Chris, let's keep Joao honest. Was that really what you experienced?
It's absolutely what we experienced. We were absolutely blown away by the professionals that you made available to us. And I think the one thing that cannot be stressed enough is that, we didn't know exactly what we could do with these kinds of technologies. And they brought in this fantastic team of these AI experts, several of them, and large calls where we're all participating and sharing ideas. And we came up with a path forward that wound up producing a tool that has become a pivotal part of the business for us. And I don't think that we could have done this at all without these experts.
Now, you guys don't have necessarily in-house AI expertise yourself, but you do have some experience in looking at AI vendors. So kind of share with the audience, over the past couple of years, what your experience has been and how much you've researched this.
So you'll probably laugh at this, but we demoed more than 50 tools for using AI inside the call center for compliance reasons, for script adherence, for quality assurance. And a lot of them seemed extremely immature. And what I found really interesting about this is that these were companies that were already selling these products to other companies all over the place. And I couldn't understand how their customers could be happy with these products. The voice part of it did not sound great. The transcription was not great at all. You're sitting there giving these in demos, they're giving prompts that should be really basic from really simple conversations to be able to, for the AI to use those prompts and pull away information from that. And it was almost embarrassing. They had to try to re-prompt these AI agents several times just in order to get the right answers. So you can see why we've done 50 plus demos. Now for the quality assurance part, kind of what we were talking about and demoing today, we did use one particular platform for doing this for I think about a year or so. It quickly got out of hand as far as expenses go, and it never really performed at the level that we expected it to perform. And what I have found is that it seems to be a common pattern here, and that you've got these companies that develop these AI tools, and what they're trying to do is make these AI tools work for absolutely everybody. So they're not designed, from the outset, they are not designed to work for just warranty companies, right? They're designed to work for shipping companies and online retailers and insurance companies and all sorts of stuff that's got nothing to do with what we do. And it almost seems to me that because those applications, or this particular application that we used for almost a year, was developed to be so broadly applicable to work for anybody, it wasn't really good at any one particular thing, especially our use case. So it was a back and forth constantly with their teams, trying to refine how these prompts work, trying to update all the different scorecards so that we're extracting the right information. There's all sorts of issues with this, and we never really were able to refine it to a point where it was a super valuable tool for us. And because the expense was so great, it was something that just had to go. Now, for context, we were spending in 1 month with that application what it took for us to develop the proof of concept with you guys, right? And the proof of concept, just in the POC stage, was far superior than the application that we'd been using for almost a year. So I think the results speak for themselves, right? I think that if you develop these custom applications from the ground up that are suited specifically to your use case, you're just going to be a lot happier with it. And I think that a really big part of getting the proof of concept out there quickly and cost effectively is to, you have to use low code as the underlying infrastructure for how you're developing these applications. We would not have been able to get to a proof of concept in 3 weeks if we were using traditional UI UX design, right? It just wasn't going to happen. And OutSystems enabled us to leverage these AI technologies to get this to market quickly and to do it, in an extremely economical way, right? So I think that's been critical for us.
Thank you. So we have just under 5 minutes left. We'll have one last question. For Chris, you said that earlier in your presentation that at first low code was something you were super comfortable with, maybe a little risky or even a little intimidating. Can you describe for us, when your mindset shifted and you stopped treating low code as kind of like, let's check this out, try it out, to this might be a viable solution for Eleras?
Yeah, so we've actually used other low code tools in the past, and these have been mostly for these, homegrown in-house tools to just solve a random use case that we didn't know what else to do with it. But when we were scoping out the redesign, for example, of our CRM application, and then looking into the possibilities with leveraging AI technologies inside the call centers, in business, we do the obvious thing. Let's look at every possible method that we can use to try to achieve these goals. And when you look at the estimates of timelines and expenses to be able to get these products to market, it's obvious that low code is the answer here. It just wouldn't be possible for us to deliver these same kinds of applications using traditional development methodologies and do it quickly enough and do it in a cost-effective manner.
Thank you. Well, I think that's all the time we have in our session here today. If anyone would like to talk to Chris afterwards, he'll be at the Axians booth right before and after lunch. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you, everybody.